So I can show you on a piece of scrap, you know, can show you the difference with weld colors, since it seems to be a common topic for some reason. If I was just to lay a quick bead, if I was to keep the post flow on there, as you can see, I'm tapping it just because I don't have the post flow set super long. But this weld should basically stay gold, and I could keep it white if I had enough gas on it and maintained it. You keep a nice gold color. Or if I was to pull the gas off immediately, away from there, you can see where it turned gray at the end, where it had no coverage.
Wow, yeah.
And I'm not turned up super high, and you can see the heat affected zone is way larger, which on something like this, and this is turned up for sheet metal where this is much thicker. But if I had the amps turned up, I mean, it would really get gray to where the material would start, you know, all the nasty stuff would start coming out of it.
Interesting.
So it's kind of cool. All the little tricks that help you make something decent in the end. I always feel like I'm like doing surgery when I do tiny little welds like this.
Surgery?
Yeah, I mean, these are like micro welds.
Would it be a correct assumption to say that those are harder to do?
Yeah, it is. If, you know, the tiniest little bit of movement is going to throw it off, or if you have this big weld that's, you know, a 1/4 inch wide, you have a lot more freedom to move around and even correct the puddle, or, you know, move the weld puddle around while it's liquid. Where here, you're just basically, I mean, the welding rod's like, you know, super thin, just barely touching it in there. I just think it's funny how some people hate doing something like this, where it's like super fine detail, tedious work. And then for me, for some reason it relaxes me to be doing something that I really, really have to concentrate on. I don't know if it's just from having that habit of sitting there and concentrating for a long time.
So now when you do that, are you just like sharpening that edge or something?
Yeah, because the arc shoots straight from the point. So as that dulls down or gets contaminated, the arc gets wider because it's not, you know, coming to a point basically. So
is the arc that point, do you think, or is the arc like
the arc's what shoots out of it? Well, I can't do that because you'll. But you know, if I was to, like a lightning bolt, basically shooting out of the. That's made out of tungsten, so really hard material. It doesn't melt. Well, it's, you know, it can glow red hot when I'm welding, but it'll still, I mean, at these amps it won't be glowing red hot, but if I were to weld at higher amperage, could completely turn red hot and not melt down, so it's pretty cool.
Did you buy that helmet because of the looks, or because of it was the best quality, or?
Yeah, this one's really cool. I feel like I shouldn't do like a commercial for these guys because I did kind of get it for free, but I paid for it. Because when I bought a welder, I got the helmet. it's like I mean, helmets are ridiculously expensive. I think this thing's like $375 or something like that. This one's really cool because you can kind of see color through it. The lens, I don't know enough. I don't know whatever they talk about, optical clarity and all that stuff, but it's definitely a nice helmet. I mean, there's a lot of cheap helmets out there, and I had cheap helmets before. And when I got this one, I was like, man, I can actually see while I'm welding. I mean, there's all the adjustments and stuff too, so depending on what type of welding you're doing or what type of environment you're in, you can change all the adjustments and just hold this down.
Are you aware that it looks like an alien helmet?
Do you think it looks cool or that it looks
It just looks
weird?
it looks alien to me.
Yeah,
The
it's
other
kind of
ones
like a
look
modern.
Yeah, it looks very like.
Yeah, it does. That's good. You gave me a chance to let the part cool down. It's always one thing too that I realized with TIG is like learning patience. I mean, I could do this super fast, but a lot of times you heat up the part so much when you do that. Then stuff starts warping and everything else. See. It's like one of those. It's like sliding on that thing. Ugh. Feels good to get the helmet off. That burn hurts right now.
Duct tape, man.
Oh. I don't know what's worse, getting shocked or getting burned. I guess burned because it lasts longer.
Yeah.
But the feeling of getting shocked, that's a bad feeling too. What's that weird noise? Oh, it was like, I don't know, something.
Where was it? In your head?
Obviously now. You found it! Oh.